sign of the Z.
Pasquale!
Si, signor.
Throw the scraps in the well. Señor Murieta.
You have a lock for that door?
Si, senor, a very big padlock. Do you think the box will arrive today? Oh, do not worry, it will be safe here.
Who's that?
Oh, it's only an old peon who helps me here in the shop. He was in the employ of the former owner, and when I bought the place, I promised he could live in the tannery.
Get rid of him.
Senor, he's very old. What possible...
Get rid of him. I want no prying eyes around here.
Pasquale.
Si, senor.
You can no longer stay here. You must leave.
Leave, senor? But where will I go?
That is your problem.
Senor Gabriel told me I would always have a home here.
Senor Gabriel does not longer own this place. I own it, and I say that you must leave.
But, no, I will not leave. I heard you promise Senor Gabriel that I... No, I will not leave.
Senor Mordante, you seem to lack persuasiveness. The next time, a little lower.
No, 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 por Dios, no, 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 senor, no. No, senor, I will go.
Whoa there. This is a big pueblo, no, Dolores?
It is indeed. But then, of course, compared with San Pedro, any place would seem large. Get the bag, Pogo.
What about the box of boots, sister?
Deliver it to the tanneria. Someone will show you where it is. Oh, but first take the bag into the inn.
Si, sister.
And Pogo, after you deliver the box, drive the cart back to San Pedro. Your older brothers may need it. Now, you're sure you can make the trip safely alone?
Of course.
Buenos dias, senora. And to you, young senor.
It's Senorita, if you please.
Oh, your pardon, senorita. You are strangers to Los Angeles?
We are from San Pedro.
What is your name, please?
I am not in the habit of giving my name to every strange man I meet.
Senorita, allow me to introduce myself. I am Comandante Demetrio Lopez Garcia of the King's Army at your service.
Comandante Garcia. A soldier, Dolores. I'm Pogo Bastardo, and this is my sister, Dolores.
I see. What brings you to Los Angeles, senorita?
I am here on a business and shopping trip.
Will you stay long?
Several days.
I'm going to deliver that box of boots from South America.
Oh, boots from South America, eh? Was the box properly passed through the customs?
I have the clearance paper.
Yes, it seems to be perfectly in order. You say you live in San Pedro?
Not exactly in San Pedro, on my rancho outside the village.
On your rancho. Your rancho, senorita?
See?
Is it a big rancho?
5,000 acres.
5,000 acres? With cattle?
There are more than 2,000 cattle, Comandante.
There are? I mean, it is very unusual for a senorita to own such a large rancho.
Dolores owns many things, Comandante. A rancho, a big store, a drayage service, and more than 100 horses. And...
Pogo, one should not boast of one's possessions.
She's right, young senor. Modesty is a virtue we should all strive to obtain. Come, I shall order the innkeeper to give you the best rooms in the house. Adios, young senor.
Gracias. I feel much better now.
You say that Senor Murieta struck at you with his whip?
See, Senor Mordante hit me with his hand. I'm lost, Don Diego. I have no home, nothing.
Do not worry, Pascual. There is a bed in the little house behind the hacienda. You can sleep there. We will find work for you. And Bernardo will see that you get plenty to eat.
Oh, you are very kind, Don Diego.
What strange business could bring these two men together? Now, we know that Senor Murrieta is an agent of the Eagle. As for Senor Mordante, he could hardly be called a peaceful and honest citizen. Yes, they are birds of a feather. I wonder, Bernardo, if the feather could not be those of an eagle. Saddle my horse.
And the Viceroy begged me to take command of the Army of Mexico, but I said no.
Why?
I have had my fill of wars and adventure. Now I find it very pleasant to enjoy the peace of this quiet pueblo.
And does the Senora Garcia enjoy it here?
Senora Garcia, there is none.
No? Well, that's understandable.
Oh, see, I have devoted so much time to my career that I have not had time to marry. But now I am ready for it, whenever the right senorita comes along. At heart, I am really a family man. Oh, to sit down at a table covered with dishes of delicious home-cooked food, that is the life, eh?
I imagine it would appeal to some.
Senorita, how does it happen that a young lady of your obvious talents has managed to avoid matrimony?
I nearly married once, but I found out, fortunately, in time that the caballero in question was more interested in my money than in me.
Oh, the scoundrel. But all men are not fortunatos, Senorita. Senorita, when you do decide to marry, what sort of a man will you choose?
Oh, a man who possesses the simple virtues of honesty and humility.
You are very wise, Senorita. You know, I believe in honesty and humility.
I won my 5 pesos. Sergeant, I won the 5 pesos you owe me.
Sergeant?
Go away. Can't you see I'm busy?
You promised to pay it back last week.
Why do you call him Sergeant?
Because he's a sergeant, that's why we call him sergeant. It works the same with me. I'm a corporal, so everybody calls me corporal.
Very soon you may be a private, and everybody will call you a private. Now go away.
Well...
Senorita, I can explain everything.
Do not bother Sergeant, who calls himself Commandante.
Senorita, I really am acting, Comandante. Senorita. Now see what your big mouth has done?
I won my 5 pesos.
Buenos dias, senores.
Ah, buenos dias, don Diego. You have some business to discuss with me?
Business? Ah, from South America. I understand they make excellent boots in South America.
If you have no business to discuss with me, would you excuse us, please?
Oh, of course. Forgive me for intruding. Oh, yes. It nearly slipped my mind. It's about the pay on Pascal.
What about him?
I'm afraid I do not approve of the way you have treated him.
You don't approve?
Pascal tells me that you struck him.
What business is that of yours?
Why, senor, injustice is everyone's business. No man can stand alone. When you injure one of us, you injure all.
The senor is a philosopher.
The idle rich can afford it.
Senor Mordante, it is my understanding that when you bought this tannery, you agreed that Pascual could go on living here.
As I understand it, senor, this is no concern of yours. And now, if you will excuse us.
But surely, senor. You should be more careful with that whip, senor. You might possibly injure someone with it. Senores, while I'm searching Senor Murrieta's room at the inn, you will break into the tannery and see what's inside that box. Oh, do not worry. If they are there, Zorro will lead them on a wild goose chase, so he will not be interrupted.
Ah, here it is. For an act of disrespect to his commanding officer, the soldier shall be either fined or reduced in rank. That means you can go from corporal back to private. What do you say to that?
Where is my 5 pesos?
Forget the 5 pesos. I have it in my power to either fine you or reduce you to the rank of private. Which do you want?
I want my 5 pesos.
Attention! According to the power vested in me by the Articles of War, I find you guilty of being disrespectful to the commanding officer, for which I fine you the sum of 5 pesos. You can pay the fine now. The case is closed.
Now, what about the 5 pesos you owe me?
I am a man who always pays his honest debts. Here is the money.
I was afraid you were never going to pay it back. Oh, Sergeant, in what way was I disrespectful?
Why, I was sitting in the tavern with the charming Senorita Bastinado when you blundered in and upset all my carefully laid plans.
What plans?
Plans of becoming a great don, of owning a 5,000-acre rancho with 2,000 head of cattle, a large store, a drayage service, and 100 head of horses.
Who will you steal those things from?
Now listen carefully and try to understand. Dolores Bastinado is a woman of possessions. Why, she owns half of San Pedro. Does it not follow that the man who marries her could retire from the military service and live a life of luxurious ease?
I don't think it would work, Sergeant.
Why not?
She doesn't appeal to me.
Who cares what appeals to you, stupid? I am the man she's going to marry.
When?
As soon as I can convince her that I am a man of great humility and honesty. Now, here is my plan. Tomorrow, I am giving a small party in honor of Senorita Bastinado. This will give you an opportunity of improving my standing with her.
How?
By telling her of my many virtues.
What virtues?
I will give you a list of them in the morning. You will memorize them, and then while you are dancing with the senorita, you can quote them to her.
I do not dance, Sergeant.
What? You have never learned?
I tried once, but my feet were all thumbs.
Well, dancing is really not complicated at all, Corporal. It's very simple. Here, watch this.
1, 2, 3, glide. 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 Rump, rump, rump.
Now, you try it.
1, 2, 3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide.
Very good, Corporal, very good. It's simple, is it not? Even for you. When you dance with the senorita, you must hold her in your arms, thusly.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
We were just, that is, the corporal has never learned to dance, and I've... Corporal, attention! Sentry, get back to your post at once!
Yes, Sergeant.
3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide. 1, 2, 3, glide.
If the rest of the gems arrive safely...
If, senor, there are no ifs. The gems will arrive safely in the custody of my brother Pedro.
And then the 2 of you will transport them north to Monterrey?
And I will personally deliver them to the Eagle. Senor, I think I shall retire.
I also, as soon as I finish this bottle of wine.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana, senor.
again, senor. A fair exchange, senor, eh?
So, I have captured a prowler, Don Diego's servant. I return to the tannery, and I find you and your master stealing the gems. Fortunately, I was able to capture you, but Don Diego escaped. At least that is what I will tell Senor Murrieta. Ah! Yes. Where are the jewels? Let's get out of here. You must be mistaken, Bernardo. If the jewels were in the compartment when you opened the box, where were they when we looked inside? Are you sure that blow on the head didn't make you see things? Well, at any rate, I did find something interesting this afternoon in Senor Murrieta's room. You've heard of the famous cross of the Andes. I found it in his desk drawer. A priceless object. I once heard it was kept in a vault in a church in Peru. Stolen? Quite probably. I will go see Padre Lucien and make a discreet inquiry. If it develops that Senor Murrieta has looted the church, we must institute some action against him.